Hi guys, Guy here. Welcome to a new episode. Today I will do a water type Nuzlocke challenge. So welcome to episode 2 of my water type Nuzlocke. If you didn't see the first episode, go check it out. This is going to be a special kind of monologue that I will try to do, each generation divided by episodes. And this episode will start in Johto, in the Gen 2 games. So Johto give us 100 Pokemon more, and all of those 100 new Pokemon, they give us 11 new water type Pokemon. Well, 3 of them being evolution of Gen 1 Pokemon. Today we will be playing Pokemon Gold, and the water type Pokemon you can have is Psyduck, Poliwag, Tentacool, Slowpoke, Seel, Shelter, Krabby, Horsey, Goldeen, Staryu, Magikarp, Lapras, Eevee, that you can evolve into the water type Vaporeon, Totodile, Chinchou, Marill, Wooper, Quillfish, Corsola, Remoraid, Mantine, and Suicune. Of course, I don't use legendaries, so I will exclude Suicune. So that means we have 21 water Pokemon we can actually catch. Water types are weak against electric and grass types, but they are strong against fire, ground, and rock types. So, with a little love and patience too, of course, I'm sure we can lead them into victory. So, the rules for this challenge is, if a Pokemon faints, is dead and must be boxed or released. I can only catch the first water type, or that will become a water type Pokemon after evolve in each route. Every time I defeat a gym leader, that gym will be my checkpoint. If I black out, I must reset from the last checkpoint. I will be playing set mode. I will use HM Mules if I need to. It's not really a rule, but you understand me. My level cap will start level 15 and increase always 5 levels for the next gym. If it goes over level, I will put it in the box until it can be used again. This means I will not use the normal level cap from the gym leaders. For the first gym I will be at level 15, the second gym I will be level 20, and so on. This means this rule will bring advantages, but it will also bring disadvantages for myself. But of course I will still try to match the levels from the gym leaders, if I need to, the ones below the level of course. I can't heal in battle, I'm only allowed to use health items. And since this is the second episode, I want to add a new rule for this challenge. Every time I use the same type for the second time, or onward, this rule will activate. So, I can't use Pokemon that already faint in previous generations. So, unfortunately it's not going to be 21, but 19 Pokemon we can catch. Bubbles, aka Vaporeon, and Squid, aka Tentacruel, they died on Kanto, so they can't join us in Johto. But we have new members to catch. So, put a like on that video, subscribe to my channel, Eevee will appreciate, and come with me in this adventure. So, New Bark Town is our new start. And on the Professor's Lab I choose Totodile and I name it Crocodile. Then we have the fight against our rival, and with a couple scratches, Chikorita goes down. So it's time to go for our journey. Now, the more problematic on this challenge is that we don't have our next encounter after the first gym. So we need to defeat Falkner, the flying type gym leader, first, before we can move on. But thanks to Crocodile Learn Rage, I just need to use that move to defeat Pidgey and Pidgeotto. To win the first patch, not bad. On Route 32 I catch an Wooper and I name it Landfish. Then I get the old rod from this guy. And on Slowpoke Well I catch, you guess it, a Slowpoke, and I name it Psyking. Then I go face Bugsy, the bug type gym leader. She starts with Metapod and I go with Landfish. With some water guns, we take Metapod down. Next is Kakuna, and I wasn't afraid of getting poisoned, because I put a poison berry in Landfish. So, after some water guns, Kakuna goes down. Last is Scyther, and I change for Crocodile. I put some Leers to lower Scyther's defense first, until our berry heals Crocodile. Then I hit a Scratch, which only do a third? Damn, I need to switch for Landfish. Which takes a quick attack, then Scyther starts to use Fury Cutter, and Slam from Landfish makes a lot of damage. Landfish just needs to hold on, and it does on the red. so another slam takes Scyther down, winning us the second batch. That was too close to comfort. Next we have the rival fight. It starts with Ghastly and I go with Landfish. 2 Mud Slaps takes down Ghastly, next is Bayleaf and I'm scared of this thing. I know it's faster, so I'm sure it's going to make a lot of damage, but Bayleaf misses Razor Leaf. Okay then. I start to go with Mud Slap to see if I have some luck, and I actually do. Bayleaf starts to miss all the time. Until I decide to change for Crocodile. Then I go for 2 Leers, and with some scratches, Bayleaf goes down. Good! The danger is down. Last is Zubat, and with some more scratches, and Zubat goes down as well, winning the fight. Then I go back to Violet City to fish my next encounter, a Poliwag, which I catch and I name it Amphibian. Then on Helix Forest I fish my next encounter, a Magikarp, which I name Blue Dragon. Then with some training I evolve Landfish into Quagsire, Crocodile evolve into Croconaw, and I use Psyking and Amphibian to help level up Blue Dragon, since they were low level, because if I would use Landfish and Crocodile, they would end up overleveled. That way Blue Dragon evolved into Gyarados. And now it's time to face Whitney, the normal type gym leader. She starts with Clefairy and I go with Blue Dragon. With some bites I take down Clefairy. Next is Miltank and I change for Landfish to start my plan. It's called Mud Slap. With that I can interrupt Miltank's rollout. Of course Miltank manages to hit some stomps which leave Landfish almost without health. I still risk it until I put 6 Mud Slaps, then I switch for Crocodile, then I start to use Leers. Of course Miltank still managed to hit more stomps on Crocodile, but still after 6 Leers I take down Miltank with 2 cuts, winning us the third batch. I'm glad that worked. On the way to Ecruteak City, Amphibian evolve into Poliwhirl. Then I go face Morty, the Ghost type gym leader. He starts with Ghastly and I go with Crocodile. A single bite takes it down. Next is Haunter, which goes down with 2 bites. Next is Gengar, it goes for Mean Look and I go for Bite. Then on the next turn Gengar misses an Hypnosis, which is good. On the next turn Gengar misses another Hypnosis, which means another bite takes it down. But I wasn't that worried. I had a berry to wake up Crocodile in case Gengar land those Hypnosis, but I'm glad we didn't need to use it. Last is the second Haunter, which goes down with 2 bites, winning us the fourth batch. On the way to Olivine City, Crocodile evolves into Feraligatr, and in Olivine City I get the Good Rod, so I can get more encounters. And now it's time to face Chuck, the fighting type gym leader. It starts with Primeape and I go with Blue Dragon, and 2 Surfs are enough to take it down. Next is Poliwrath and I go with Dragon Rage, but Poliwrath uses Hypnosis and puts Blue Dragon to sleep. And of course we start to get damaged by Dynamic Punch. Fortunately Poliwrath misses the next 2 Dynamic Punches, then Blue Dragon wakes up and takes down Poliwrath with 2 more Dragon Rages, winning us the 5th batch. And next is Jasmine, the Steel type gym leader. I go with Crocodile and I use Surf to take down Magnemite, the second Magnemite, and Steelix in one shot, winning us an easy 6th batch. Then it's time for some Team Rocket story. Then I go face Price, the Ice type gym leader. It starts with Seal and I go with Bull Dragon. I go for Bite first, where we get the flinch, so I go for another bite and Seal goes for Headbutt. Then I go for another bite, Seal goes for another Headbutt, then a Dragon Rage takes down Seal. Next is Dewgong and we take some damage from our Aurora Beam, but 3 Dragon Rages are enough to take down Dewgong. Last is Piloswine and I go for Surf. Piloswine survives on the red, then Piloswine misses a Blizzard and then Price heals Piloswine, so 2 more Surfs takes down Piloswine, winning us the 7th batch. Then we have more Team Rocket story, where we face our rival. It starts with Golbat and I go with Bull Dragon. I use 2 Icy Winds to take it down. Next is Magnemite, which goes down with 1 Surf. Next is Haunter, so I go for Bite, which makes Haunter flinch, so another bite takes it down. Next is Sneasel, and 2 Surfs are enough to take it down. Last is Meganium, so I use 3 Icy Winds to take it down and win the fight. Then I go back to the Slowpoke well to get the King's Rock from this guy. Then on Route 42 I catch a Sea King and I name it Fish Queen. Then I give the King's Rock to Psy King and trade it to evolve it into Slowking. Then it's time to face Claire, the Dragon type gym leader. She starts with Dragonair and I go with Blue Dragon. 2 Icy Winds boosted with the Never Melt Ice item are enough to take down Dragonair, but not before it paralyzes Blue Dragon. Next is the second Dragonair, which uses Thunderbolt, making a lot of damage. Knowing that probably goes for Thunderbolt again, I change for Landfish, which is immune thanks to its ground type. Then I use Earthquake to take down Dragonair. Next is the third Dragonair. I start to go for Mud Slaps, but even after I use 4 of them, Dragonair still managed to hit us, so then I use an Earthquake to take it down. Last is Kingdra, and since Landfish is on low health, I change it for Crocodile. Then I start to use Slash. Of course, just one smoke screen from Kingdra starts to make Crocodile miss its attacks. We still manage to hit some of them, but when Claire heals and we still miss, I change Crocodile for Psy King to take a Surf. Then I go for Headbutt, but an Hyper Beam from Kingdra leaves Psy King very low on health, so I change for Fish Queen, and I try to go for Supersonic. But after that smoke screen, we can't hit one, and a Dragon Breath leaves Fish Queen on half. Are you serious? Then I change for Amphibian, which takes an Hyper Beam. Then I go for Body Slam, which paralyzes Kingdra. Then I go for another one, but of course Kingdra still manages to hit a Dragon Breath, taking down Amphibian. This was entirely my fault, because I thought Kingdra would be fully paralyzed, but I was wrong. And to be fair, I felt this one. At this point in the game, using the same team, I grow so attached to my team that I actually got in shock after Amphibia go down. Besides, I was hoping I could use a Poliwrath, but it will never be on the Water type challenge anymore. Rest in peace, Amphibian. I will see you on the Fighting type challenge. So I send next Crocodile and I use Slash, then Kingdra now gets fully paralyzed. So then another Slash takes Kingdra down, winning us the last badge. At least Amphibian's death wasn't in vain. I deposit Amphibian on the box and then I continue my way. And now it's time to go face the Pokemon League. But first we need to take care of our rival. It starts with Sneasel and I go with Blue Dragon. I use 2 Dragon Rages and a Bite to take it down. Next is Magneton, which goes down with a Surf. Next Golbat goes down with 2 Icy Winds. Next Haunter goes down with a Bite. And Alakazam also goes down with a Bite. Last is Meganium, which goes down with 2 Icy Winds, winning the fight. I mean, of course, at this point of the game our rival is very easy to win. So now it's time to face the Elite Four. And first is Will, the Psychic type specialist. It starts with Zato and I go with Blue Dragon, and 2 Bites takes it down. Next is Jinx. I use Bite for a lot of damage, but Jinx uses Sweet Kiss and puts Blue Dragon to sleep. So I change to Crocodile to put it down. Next is Executor, which goes down with 2 Bites. Next is Slowbro, so I go for 2 Bites, then I change for Psyking. Then I take down Slowbro with Headbutt. Last is Zatu, and I take it down with 2 Headbutts as well, winning the fight. Next is Koga, the Poison type specialist. It starts with Ariados and I go with Landfish. I use Earthquake and a Slam to take it down. Next is Venomoth, which goes down with 2 Earthquakes. Next is Fortress, which goes down with Earthquake and a Surf. Next is Crobat, which I use Surf for a little bit damage. Then I use a Rain Dance to boost my Water type moves, then another Surf takes Crobat down. Last is Muk, which goes down with a single Earthquake, winning the fight. Next is Bruno, the Fighting type specialist. He starts with Intmotop and I go with Psyking. Then I take down Intmotop, Intmonchan, Intmonlee, and Machamp with Psychic. Then last Onix I take down with Whirlpool. We took a lot of damage, yes, but we managed to win the battle, so that's what matters. Next is Karen, the Dark type specialist. She starts with Umbreon and I go with Fish Queen. I go for Supersonic while Umbreon goes for Confuse Ray. Then after that I go for Horn Attack and Peck to take it down. Next is Vileplume, I go for Peck, but Vileplume uses Stun Spore and then Vileplume goes for Petal Dance and we miss Peck. So I have no other choice than change for Blue Dragon, then an Icy Wind takes down Vileplume. Next is Gengar, which goes down with a single bite because Gengar used Curse. Next is Murkrow, so I change for Crocodile, then I take it down with a few slashes. Last is Houndoom, which goes down with a Surf, winning the fight. Now, next is Lance, the champion. He starts with Gyarados and I go with Crocodile, I take it down with a few slashes. Next is Dragonite, so I change for Blue Dragon, who gets paralyzed on the switch. I go for Icy Wind, making a lot of damage, but Dragonite connects with Thunder, leaving Blue Dragon on 8 HP. So I change for Crocodile to take down Dragonite with Slash. Next is the second Dragonite, and I take it down with some more slashes, although Dragonite paralyzed Crocodile too. Next is the third Dragonite, I use some slashes, but then I change for Fish Queen. I use 2 Horn Attack, but after Dragonite uses Outrage, I decide to change for Psychic. I start to go for Headbutts, but then Dragonite manages to hit an Hyper Beam and takes down Psychic. I send next Landfish, I go first with Rain Dance, then I use Slam to take down Dragonite. Next is Aerodactyl, and I take it down with a single Surf thanks to the rain. Last is Charizard, which also goes down with a single Surf, winning the fight and becoming the champion. But we're still not done yet. Now it's time to go back to Kanto and face the gym leaders there. So first is Lieutenant Surge, he starts with Raichu and I go with Landfish, which of course takes down all of his Pokemon with Earthquake, winning the fight. Next is Sabrina, she starts with Espeon and I go with Crocodile, I take down Espeon with 2 bites. Next Mr. Mime I take down also with 2 bites. Last Alakazam I take it down with 3 bites because Sabrina heal, winning the fight. Next is Erika, which usually could be a threat, but she starts with Tangela and I go with Blue Dragon, which knows Icy Wind. I take Tangela down, then Blossom took a while because Erika heal, but eventually goes down. Next is Jumpluff, which goes down with a single Icy Wind. Then last is Victory Bell, which goes down with 2 Icy Wings, winning the fight. Next is Janine, she starts with Crobat and I go with Landfish. I go first with Rain Dance, then next a single Surf takes down Crobat. Then after that the rest of her team fall with Earthquake, winning the fight. Then before I face Misty, I decide to go for a new encounter. I go back to New Bark Town, but I didn't find what I was looking for, and what I found was a Shelder, which I actually catch and I name it Shelby. Then I go fish on Vermilion City, where I got my encounter, a Chinchou, which I catch and I name it Lightfish. And of course it didn't take too long to evolve it into Lantern. Then I go face Misty. She starts with Golduck and I go with Lightfish, and I use 2 Sparks to take it down. Next is Quagsire, which of course is immune thanks to its ground type. I use first Confuse Ray, then I use an Hydro Pump, which actually hits, then a Surf to take down Quagsire. Next is Lapras, so I use another Confuse Ray. Lapras was complicated because it didn't stop to use Ice Beam, but eventually go down with Spark. Next is Starmie, which I go for Confuse Ray too, then a few Sparks and some Confusion hits takes down Starmie, winning the fight. It seems you're still not good enough, Misty. Next is Brock, but of course you already know how this goes. I use Lightfish to take down Graveler and Rhyhorn with Surf, then I use Spark to take down Kabutops and Omastar, then I use Surf to take down Onix, winning the fight. Next is Blaine, but once again I go with Lightfish to take down all of his Pokemon with Surf. Although Magmar used Sunny Day and Confuse Ray to slow me down, but still I win the fight. Last is Champ. It starts with Pidgeot and I go with Blue Dragon. 3 Icy Winds takes down Pidgeot. Next is Alakazam. Alakazam makes a crit with Psychic, leaving Blue Dragon on the red, but then a bite takes it down. Next Rhydon goes down with Surf. Next is Gyarados, which I change for Quagsire for a few slams. After Gyarados fire an Hyper Beam, I change for Lightfish, and I take it down with Spark. Next is Executor and I use Confuse Ray, Then I change for Crocodile to go with a few bites. Of course, Champ still heals Executor, which was annoying, but eventually Executor goes down. Last is Arcanine, and even when Champ heals it, eventually goes down with Surf, winning the fight. So now it's time to face the strongest trainer, but of course I go for my last catch. You know, I was playing a Friday, so I decided to go to Union Cave and catch Lapras. And since it was my last catch, why not use the Master Ball? Welcome back, Ice Shell. Now it's time to face Red. It starts with Pikachu and I go with Landfish, and of course with an Earthquake Pikachu goes down. Next is of course Venusaur, so I change for Ice Shell, which almost takes a Solar Beam, but then I use Sing to put Venusaur to sleep. Then I go for 2 Ice Beams to take down Venusaur. Next is Espeon, so I change for Crocodile, which takes a Psychic. We take another one, leaving Crocodile on the red, so I change for Fish Queen to attack with some Horn attacks before going down with Psychic. Then I send Blue Dragon to take it down with Bite. Next is Snorlax, so I change for Ice Shell. Then I go for Sing to put Snorlax to sleep. Then I use Perish Song. Then I change for Light Fish, just in case Red decides to change Snorlax for either Blastoise or Charizard, which he eventually does. He changed for Charizard, which takes my Spark, then I use a Surf to take down Charizard. Of course Snorlax comes back, so now I use a Confuse Ray, just in case Snorlax wakes up. Then when I change for Ice Shell, Snorlax actually wakes up, so I put it back to sleep again, then I use another Perish Song. Then I change again back to Light Fish, because I know eventually Red will change for Blastoise, which it happens. Then Blastoise takes my Spark, so then I use Confuse Ray, then a few Sparks to take down Blastoise. Of course last Snorlax comes back, so I have to change back to Ice Shell, then I use a Confuse Ray, then another Sing, because Snorlax wakes up, then another Perish Song, which of course this time Snorlax will not escape. Then I change for Blue Dragon and I attack with Surf and a Bite, just to pass the time, until Snorlax goes down with Perish Song, winning the fight and the run. Well, like the first episode, this one was very easy. I mean, yes, I still lost some Pokemon, I know, but even with that, it was easy. I think because of so many water Pokemon, the water challenge is so easy. There is a lot of diversity. Let's see what I can do in Owen. There is a lot of water types as well. Overall, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed playing it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss the next video, and Eevee will also appreciate. So I hope I see you on the next video. Peace!